Did you know that Peter Wright is in big trouble? Although you wouldn't expect it from one of the best players in the darts world, he can't get out of this massive trouble anymore. In this video, we show you where things went completely wrong, and at the end, we will share some shocking news about Wright, so keep watching. It all began with the disruptive force of a global pandemic. The onset of COVID-19 dashed Wright's hopes of basking in the glory of being crowned world champion in front of a euphoric crowd. Denied the grandeur he deserved, his aspirations were dealt a crushing blow. As the months unfolded, Wright's struggles continued to mount. In his second year as world champion, he managed to clinch a couple of early victories, triumphing at the Premier League and the Players' Championship. However, the tide swiftly turned against him. The subsequent tournaments brought disappointment, with Wright winning just one more title throughout the year. The Premier League, once a stage for his triumphs, became a battleground of frustration. Fifth place in the table meant missing out on the playoffs by a hair's breadth. The fourth night of the Premier League proved to be a devastating blow, as Wright was mercilessly whitewashed by the indomitable Michael van Gerwen in the final. But the challenges didn't end there. Just days later, fate dealt another cruel blow, as Wright was forced to withdraw from the German Darts Championship due to a debilitating back injury. It seemed that misfortune had marked him as its prey, for during this time, he also grappled with the agony of gallstone issues, further hindering his ability to compete. Amidst the mounting difficulties, Wright's concentration wavered. The strain on his mind and body made it increasingly arduous to perform at its peak. As his performances suffered, so did his confidence. However, the climax of his tribulations came with a final blow. After enduring months on a waiting list, Wright finally underwent surgery to have his gallbladder removed. The recovery process was grueling, forcing him to withdraw from significant tournaments and further disrupt his momentum, as he was replaced in the Queensland Darts Masters, New South Wales Darts Masters, and New Zealand Darts Masters by Dimitri van der Berg. Yet, as the saying goes, the phoenix rises from the ashes. Despite the adversities that beset him, Wright displayed remarkable resilience upon his return. With renewed determination, he claimed victory at the German Open, showcasing an impressive average and defeating his opponents in a thrilling final. However, even this triumph couldn't fully restore his stride. In the prestigious Grand Slam, Wright struggled to find his rhythm, eventually being eliminated due to a narrow leg difference. The downfall that accompanied his exit from a tournament was not solely a result of his performance on the dartboard, but also due to a deeply personal struggle that unfolded behind the scenes. Don't forget to hit the bullseye, so you never miss out on any of our amazing darts videos. As the Wolverhampton event commenced, Wright, burdened by worry, took to the stage despite his beloved wife Joanna's deteriorating health. She encouraged him to carry on, even though she herself was battling with a grave medical condition. The weight of concern distracted and affected Wright, and the repercussions were felt during the group stages, where he was knocked out of the tournament. However, Joanne's health took a dire turn. The situation unfolded into a nightmare, as she required urgent medical attention following complications from a gallbladder removal operation. Wright recounted the harrowing ordeal, expressing the fear and anguish that enveloped them during those dreadful weeks. Joanne's pain was excruciating, and doctors initially believed it was merely a result of exhaustion following the surgeries. However, it was revealed that a slit in her bile duct caused bile to leak inside her body, intensifying her suffering. Her condition worsened further, with additional complications such as dehydration and even a collapsed lung adding to the already dire situation. Wright, overwhelmed with concern, found himself torn between his responsibilities on the dartboard and his unwavering devotion to his wife. The worry consumed him, rendering him unable to focus on the Grand Slam tournament. His thoughts were solely occupied by Joanne's well-being, leaving him far from his usual sharpness and competitive spirit. To compound the distress, the circumstances surrounding the pandemic prevented Wright from being by Joanne's side when she needed him the most. Due to hospital regulations, he was unable to visit her for 6 days, adding an extra layer of anguish to an already heart-rending situation. The struggle was far from over, as Joanne remained in the hospital, undergoing tests and fighting for her recovery. The uncertainty weighed heavily on Wright's mind, making it nearly impossible to concentrate on the darts that had once been his domain. With the Players' Championship finals approaching, a title he was set to defend, Peter chose to withdraw. Instead, he prioritised spending time with his wife, recognising the importance of their well-being. The World Championship was the remaining event of the year, offering a chance for Wright to salvage his season and potentially retain the Sid Waddell Trophy. With improved circumstances surrounding his family's health, Wright ended the tournament with hope. In the first round, he secured a 3-0 victory over Mickey Mansell, showcasing an average of 88 compared to his opponent's lackluster 77. However, his journey took a turn in the next round when he faced Kim Huybrechts. Despite starting strongly and winning the first set 3-0, Wright couldn't maintain his momentum and suffered 4 consecutive set losses, ultimately losing the match 4-1. Although his average was marginally lower than Kim's at 91.5, it was apparent that Wright's performance was not at his usual level. Earlier this year, darts legend Phil Taylor suggested that Wright might need to reassess his calendar and make adjustments to regain his form. While he hasn't made significant changes to his schedule yet, Wright did show promise at the beginning of the year. He emerged victorious at the Nordic Darts Masters, defeating Gerwin Price 11-5 in the final. At the Masters, he reached the semi-finals but narrowly missed out on victory, squandering 3 match darts against Rob Cross. However, Wright's Premier League campaign was disastrous. In the early stages, he suffered 8 defeats in his first 9 matches, finishing at the bottom of the table with the lowest average of 93.45. His struggles continued in the Euro Tour events, where he blew a commanding 5-1 lead against Ricardo Pietreko, averaging just 87. Shortly after, he faced a whitewash at the hands of Michael van Gerwen, averaging a disappointing 85. In the midst of these challenges, Wright made a concerning adjustment to his grip, opting for a style reminiscent of his early career. Coupled with his tendency to switch darts, this change highlighted the lack of confidence on the oche. In the 13th and 14th place championship events, these tournaments marked his return to competitive play since the initial doubleheader on the opening day. However, things did not go according to plan for the talented darts player. Wright's first match in the series was against Pascal Ruprecht, and although he managed to secure a 6-3 victory, his performance left much to be desired. With an average of just 84, it was clear that something was amiss. The real shocker came in his next match against the relatively unknown Stephen Burton, ranked 127th in the world. To everyone's surprise, Wright was handed a devastating whitewash defeat, with Burton's average of 98 far surpassing Wright's lackluster 82. As if things couldn't get worse, the following day, Wright faced Jared Cole. Initially, he seemed to have a glimmer of hope, taking a 2-1 lead. However, his advantage quickly crumbled as Cole dominated the game, winning 5 out of the next 6 legs to secure a 6-3 victory. Wright's struggles were evident in his dismal average of 75.83, which marked the lowest PDC average of his entire career. The frustration was palpable as he constantly switched between 2 sets of darts, desperately seeking a solution to his declining form. In the last 2 games, Wright's performance plummeted even further. With an average of 78.26, he won only 3 out of 15 legs against opponents who under normal circumstances he would have easily defeated. It was a perplexing turn of events for a player who had previously showcased exceptional skill and confidence on the dartboard. The reasons behind Peter Wright's downfall during these championship events remain a subject of speculation. Perhaps it was a combination of factors such as lack of practice, mental strain, or even an inability to find the right set of darts for optimal performance. Whatever the cause, one thing is clear. Wright's recent struggles have been a stark contrast to his usual formidable presence in the darts world. Only time will tell if he can regain his form and return to his winning ways. Don't forget to hit the bullseye so you never miss out on any of our amazing darts videos.